The Prelude by William Wordsworth. Book VII. Though reared upon the base of outward things, structures like these the excited spirit mainly builds for herself. Scenes different there are, full-formed, that take, with small internal help, possession of the faculties, the peace that comes with night, the deep solemnity of nature's intermediate hours of rest, when the great tide of human life stands still. The business of the day to come, unborn, of that gone by, locked up, as in the grave. The blended calmness of the heavens and earth, moonlight and stars, and empty streets, and sounds unfrequent as in deserts, at late hours of winter evenings, when unwholesome rains are falling hard, with people yet astir, the feeble salutation from the voice of some unhappy woman, now and then heard as we pass. When no one looks about, nothing is listened to. But these, I fear, are falsely catalogued. Things that are not, as the mind answers to them, or the heart is prompt or slow to feel. What say you, then, to times when half the city shall break out full of one passion, vengeance, rage, or fear? To executions, to a street on fire, mobs, riots, or rejoicings. From these sights, take one, that ancient festival, the fair, holden where martyrs suffered in past time, and named of Saint Bartholomew. There see a work completed to our hands that lays, if any spectacle on earth can do, the whole creative powers of man asleep. For once, the Muse's help will we implore, and she shall lodge us, wafted on her wings, above the press and danger of the crowd, upon some showman's platform. What a shock for eyes and ears! What anarchy and din, barbarian and infernal! A phantasma, monstrous in color, motion, shape, sight, sound. Below, the open space, through every nook of the wide area, twinkles, is alive with heads. The midway region above is thronged with staring pictures and huge scrolls, dumb proclamations of the prodigies, with chattering monkeys dangling from their poles, and children whirling in their roundabouts, with those that stretch the neck and strain the eyes, and crack the voice in rivalship, the crowd inviting, with buffoons against buffoons, grimacing, writhing, screaming. Him who grinds the hurdy-gurdy, at the fiddle weaves, rattles the salt-box, thumps the kettle-drum, and him who, at the trumpet, puffs his cheeks, the silver-collared Negro with his timbrel, equestrians, tumblers, women, girls, and boys, blue-breeched, pink-vested, with high-towering plumes. All movables of wonder from all parts are here, albinos, painted Indians, dwarfs, the horse of knowledge, and the learned pig, the stone-eater, the man that swallows fire, giants, ventriloquists, the invisible girl, the bust that speaks and moves its goggling eyes, the waxwork, clockwork, all the marvelous craft of modern Merlins, wild beasts, puppet shows, all out of the way, far-fetched, perverted things, all freaks of nature, all Promethean thoughts of man, his dullness, madness, and their feats all jumbled up together, to compose a parliament of monsters. Tents and booths, meanwhile, as if the whole were one vast mill, are vomiting, receiving on all sides men, women, 3 years' children, babes in arms. Oh, blank confusion, true epitome of what the mighty city is herself, to thousands upon thousands of her sons, living amid the same perpetual whirl of trivial objects, melted and reduced to one identity, by differences that have no law, no meaning, and no end. Oppression, under which even highest minds must labor, whence the strongest are not free. But though the picture weary out the eye, by nature an unmanageable sight, it is not wholly so to him who looks in steadiness, who hath, among least things, an undersense of greatest, sees the parts as parts, but with a feeling of the whole. This, of all acquisitions, first awaits on sundry and most widely different modes of education, nor with least delight on that through which I passed. Attention springs, and comprehensiveness and memory flow from early converse with the works of God among all regions, chiefly where appear, most obviously, simplicity and power. Think how the everlasting streams and woods, stretched and still stretching far and wide, exalt the roving Indian on his desert sands. What grandeur, not unfelt, what pregnant show of beauty meets the sunburnt Arab's eye. And, as the sea propels from zone to zone its currents, magnifies its shoals of life beyond all compass, spreads and sends aloft armies of clouds, even so its powers and aspects shape for mankind, by principles as fixed, the views and aspirations of the soul to majesty. Like virtue have the forms perennial of the ancient hills, nor less the changeful language of their countenances quickens the slumbering mind, and aids the thoughts, however multitudinous, to move with order and relation. This, if still as hitherto in freedom I may speak, not violating any just restraint, as may be hoped, of real modesty, this did I feel in London's vast domain. The spirit of nature was upon me there. The soul of beauty and enduring life vouchsafed her inspiration, and diffused, through meager lines and colors, and the press of self-destroying transitory things, composure and ennobling harmony.